What's good, everybody? I hope you guys are all doing amazing today. Welcome to a very special episode of Mo on the Mic. He is I, and I'm him, your host, Mo from the Zoo. And I have a very, very special guest today, man. A little bit different because all of everybody that's been on my show so far has been like a close homeboy of mine. So you're like the first official guest, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We met through TikTok, you know what I'm saying? And we was able to figure it out. So without further ado, you know what I'm saying? If you want to introduce yourself to the world and all my people, man, that I got on my platform, man.
What's good, y'all? Anthony Duncan here, overseas player. Thanks for having me on for sure. I was scrolling through TikTok and I had seen, I think I seen you in the comments on somebody else's stuff. So I clicked on your page and I was scrolling and seeing a few of your things. So I was like, yeah, this is what's up. Let me check it out.
Yeah, yeah. And I appreciate you reaching out. But you gotta add what's it? I might butcher the name. What is it? Point Sienna, how do you say your high school name?
yeah, Point Siena High. Yeah.
Yeah, Point Sienna High's very finest. You gotta add that in your title, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
straight
I'm
out the
saying?
T,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man. But yeah, bro. So you play professional basketball. You're a pro now. Before anything, I want to say congratulations, bro. That's a huge accomplishment. And a lot of people don't take it that far, especially um, playing at the level you played at or whatever. Because you played at three schools. I see on file. You played at. Let me pull it up for you. You played at Siena Heights University. Now, was that a D1, D2, D3? Like, how were you recruited out of high school?
Yeah, so coming out of high school, I had a lot of looks and interests from a lot of different areas. Not too many D1s. I had a look from like American University, UT Martin, but never got pursued up by those guys. I had a bunch of D2s, a couple D3s, but I didn't really want to look at the D3s because you don't really get the scholarship. It's like academic or something like that.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of NAIAs that I was looking at, and the top two it came down to for me was Siena Heights and then the College of Coastal Georgia. So I ended up choosing Siena Heights because they just showed a lot more love and they seemed a lot more interested in Coastal at the time. So that's where I ended up going at first, all the way up in Michigan. Looking back now, I kind of wish I went the JUCO route. But back to like when I was in high school, I don't know, everybody was kind of hating on JUCO a little bit. I don't know why, but it was kind of like frowned upon to go there for some reason. But I think that was the best option if you still like a raw player and you're not really
Yeah.
fully polished shit and you want to develop. But yeah, that's how I ended up at Siena. I played there for a year and then ended up leaving, came back down. I ended up connecting back with the coach at Coastal, and I ended up going to Coastal Georgia for my 3 years to finish up my grad. And then after
Okay.
that, my undergrad, I went to Southeastern University back over here by the crib, which is actually another school that was looking at me too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of just like the connections of everything kind of played out like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So you graduated, right? From you said you graduated from Coastal Georgia?
Yeah. I graduated from Coastal, then went to do my graduate at because the COVID year and everything, everybody got that extra year.
Yep,
So I ended up
yep.
doing my 5th year over at Southeastern. I still got like 5 more classes I got to take to get that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, yeah. Well, man, congratulations, bro. That's a big thing. A lot of the hoopers, don't take the academic part of school serious, and obviously you're playing pro and you're doing what you're doing, but a lot of people don't get that opportunity, so when the hoop is done they kind of feel lost, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
it's, it's great to see that you graduated, bro. I'm still working on my bachelor's because I dropped out a little early too, so I can attest you gotta stay and finish, bro. That's the most important thing, you know what I'm saying? But that's dope, man. And Southeastern University, we talked a little bit about it before. That's an iconic school. Like for us growing up, the what was it, hoop mixtape era, like
Yeah, the
Corey
hoop mixtape
Sanders,
era.
D Bake,
Yeah.
Antonio Blakely, like the Florida Hoopers would work out there. So when you said you played there, I was like, yo, like that is crazy. I know exactly where that is. I know what the gym looked like. You know what I'm saying? I think I know your mascot. What is the Flames or something like that?
Yeah,
Or
the fire.
the fire,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
extremely iconic. And you said that they actually would come sometimes and work out. Like, how was
Yeah,
that? Like, seeing those guys, were the inspiration of guys that
yeah,
are from around where you from. How was that playing with them?
yeah. So unfortunately, it was like the year and the year before I got there. So by the time I got there, I think those guys are overseas now, so they were already out playing probably in their season or whatever. But
Yeah,
well, one of my closest friends that actually went to Poinciana with me, he was at Southeastern for his 5 years. So yeah, he was always hooping there at the runs with them. Kind of see them guys. He sent a snap like, "Yo, Corey Sanders
yeah,
here is." So I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, but,
yeah.
but yeah, nah, them boys are solid. Yeah, I think last time I know Corey Sanders was in Puerto Rico. That might have been a year or two ago, and then I know D Bacon was in China, but I'm not sure where they at now. But yeah, nah, them boys is definitely somewhere out there doing their thing still, for
Nah,
sure.
literally. I don't. I know. I didn't keep up too much on Antonio Blakeney. I know he was on the Bulls for a minute, but yeah, Florida, y'all got some hoopers. I know the South is known more for football and track and stuff, but the hoop is what I'm
Yeah,
saying, the hoop is crazy in Florida.
I
How
say
was
the hoops is there, bro. The hoops is there. Bro.
Yeah, yeah. How was that like growing up like in Florida? Like, did you play football? Did you play anything, or you just hoop all the way? You already knew.
Nah, bro. I was a dork at first, bro. I just be on the game. I'm always on the game, watching some anime or something, bro. I ain't
Hey,
start hooping.
gaming where it's at though. Gaming is what
Yeah,
what I'm saying. The streamers, all that. You
bro.
was just
Come on,
early to the
bro.
wave. You wasn't a door. You was early.
Still on it, bro. I'm still on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah,
still on
yeah,
it. But yeah, nah. I started hooping like eighth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. Um, Going up, I feel like I don't know how I can't really speak on how high school is now, but I think like during my era, like that 2015 to 2019 era was a lot of guys, a lot of comp going up. So like we seen all the big names going at that time. Like I know Cade was out there in Tavares. He was playing at what's called Montverde. So like
Bird.
it's
Yep.
funny because like we've seen these guys around. Like I've seen them outside somewhere for sure. Like back then in
Mhm.
those times. So it's like a lot of the guys back then. The comp was there. The comp was there. I
Yeah,
don't know what the comp's not like now, but it's definitely heavy coming up. And yeah, I think that definitely pitches in. And when it came to like AAU and playing stuff, that all kind of partaked in bringing up like that dog and going up to
yeah,
college. So it was definitely a rough area, rough scene, but it was good to have because it kind of just built that character.
yeah. And we finally got us one. I'm an Arizona kid, and we don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't got nobody ever make it out. From Phoenix, like as far as
Mhm.
hoop, and we finally got us one. J Dub. I don't know off on the Thunder.
I'm not hip. I'm not hip.
Jalen Williams on the Thunder. He's from here, and we saw
Oh,
him. We saw him grow up, and we played with him growing up, and he the first one. So we like, you know what I'm saying? Like we finally got us one. I know Florida, y'all got a bunch, but we finally got us one. So I know it's inspiring to see. You know what I'm saying? Because it lets you feel, they did it, I could do it too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, nah, for sure, bro. It's definitely cool now too, because like I see a lot of guys that's out there hooping overseas. Um, we actually had one dude from Southeastern. He was there the year before I was there. He's playing for the Spurs now. Like he's on like a two-way.
That's
Uh,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
which is crazy because like he's coming out. It's an NAI, so like it's rare to see stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
bro is tough. Bro is
yeah,
tough. He
yeah,
Riley Minix. You might have heard his name. I don't know, but he went NAIA, did his fifth year at D1, and then now he's playing in the G League and the NBA. So it's cool to see stuff like that, bro. It's definitely
yeah,
cool to see stuff like that. It makes you want to go harder. But
definitely, bro.
yeah,
For sure. I know that was a little bit of the backstory, you know what I'm saying? But we had to get your story out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's story is, unique. So it's nice to hear your story. We gonna get a little bit into your professional career. You play where? Overseas? What country are you in right now?
yeah. So I played in Argentina back starting in September all the way to about the end of March. And
Okay.
then right after that, which is crazy how this played out because we we made it to the playoffs. We ended up losing in the first round, and like it was like a Sunday game. It was like a weekend where we had like 3 games back to back, or two back to back games. We ended up losing in the series, and then that Sunday after that Sunday game, we got back Monday morning, and my agent was hitting me like, "Yo, you want to go to Uruguay?" So I'm like in my head, I'm coming back from this game, and I'm like, "Word, well, it's time to go home." So I'm
Mm.
thinking I'm gonna be going home this week. I get that call. And he's like, "Yeah, they ready. They gonna pay you. Come play these games real quick, then go home." So it was like, "Okay, word." I was like, "Bet. I guess I'm going to Uruguay now." So it's kind of crazy, like seeing that. It's kind of crazy how quick things happen when it comes
Mm.
down to it. So yeah, nah, I'd say yeah, it's a crazy year for sure. Definitely
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
And was this your rookie year, or have you been playing out there for quite some time?
Yeah, nah, this is my rookie year, bro. So like, I
Okay.
just finished at Southeastern back in last May. Spent the summer training, and I ended up going to a camp. I know everybody kind of ends up. There's like a bunch of different ways to end up getting overseas, but in my
Hmm.
case, my story was I went to the Eurobasket camp. Ended up finding an agent there, which is really
Okay.
cool. And shout out to my boy Tyler, he's the GOAT. But yeah, I played in that camp, did pretty well. Ended up meeting that agent there. We connected and started working together. And by the time I want to say it was like beginning of August, I got that call with the contract and everything, and we sat down, did all that, and yeah, straight to Argentina. So
Yeah, that's dope, man. And since I've been doing this, I interviewed my homeboy Joseph. He plays in Europe. I had no idea that like once the season ends, you could sign with somebody else and just go play with them because he did the same thing.
yeah,
His team didn't make the playoffs though, but a team that did make the playoffs wanted his help. So he said he just went, signed the contract. So it's
yeah,
yeah, like you said, it's crazy how things move out there. It's a lot different than Americanized. We're just thinking NBA. You sign one
yeah.
contract,
Yeah,
they not
yeah.
ready
And
to
I
out.
watched that. I watched that video. So I was watching. It's like it's funny to see somebody else's story and kind of see how it's working out for them.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
it's, you said shout out to your agent. I mean, it sounds like you got a pretty good agent too. That he said his agent's good. So, if people, I've heard horror stories. So, people gonna start hitting me up pretty soon talking about some. Hey, where they get their agents from? Where? Because you know what I'm saying. Y'all
listen,
got some
bro,
good agents. How does?
I think, bro, legit when you're first starting out, bro, like you're a rookie and you're trying to go over wherever you're trying to go. I think having the right agent plays a big piece in that
Okay.
because there's some agents out there that ain't really doing their job, and you got to realize like if he's not doing his job, we'll get rid of him. Like it's get rid of him. That's what it is. It's just got to
Yeah.
be honest. I mean that's what this business is. It's cutthroat, bro. So if it's not working with the guys you're not working with, and you're not getting the things that you need out of that person, then the dynamic isn't working. So don't be afraid to do what you got to do. So yeah, I say yeah, having a good agent, having the right agent, a dude that's legit and knows what he's doing is definitely the way. And I'd say he wasn't even the first option either. Like I had reached out to one of my homeboys trying to get an agent, and the agent like some of them don't really move professional at all. Bro. Like I kind of
Really?
sent them my stuff, sent them my numbers and everything, and we were talking, and he just ghosted. Like, and it was like, word, I
Yeah.
guess it is what it is. So yeah, just be prepared for that. Not everybody's very professional, but when you find the right group, rock with them. Don't once you find what you need, just rock with that group for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as like agents and horror stories and stuff, have you witnessed the big thing everybody says about Euro basketball or overseas basketball is sometimes you don't get paid. Have you witnessed that or have you dealt with that or
Oh
because
man,
I've heard every time somebody brings up pro basketball overseas, they're like, yeah, you could do it, but shit, you might not get paid sometimes. I'm like,
oh man, I've heard not me personally. I did not personally go through this, but I actually heard a story. This is crazy. So another thing about the agent thing too. So when I first got there, you know, when you get overseas, you're going to be there for some months. So you got to get a visa.
Okay.
So whenever you first get there, probably within that first week or two, within those first 14 days, you're for sure going to go with the president of the club or whoever's the manager or whatever, and they're going to take you to migrations to get your visa done and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the city that I was staying in had two other pro teams. One that was in our league, because there's the way Argentina is three leagues. It's Liga Nacional, La Liga Argentina, and then Liga Federal. I was in La Liga Argentina, so that's the second league. So we
Okay.
had two teams in our city in that league, and then one in the top league. I'm in the migrations, and mind you, I've been here for like, at this point, I've been here for about like a week and a half, maybe just practicing and stuff. I haven't seen no other black people at this point. I'm in the I'm in the migrations, and I see another black person, so it throws me off. So I'm like,
He
he
probably
got
was
to
he
be
there to hoop
American.
too, or he just.
Yeah, yeah, bro. He was a hooper. He was, I was like, he got to be something. He's in migrations. I'm like, word. So I ended up talking to him, and he was playing for the team in the top league.
Okay.
So I ended up chopping it up with him. You know, at that point I've been there for a week, so like I'm really like fresh rookie, fresh meat. So I'm asking all types of questions about everything because I want to learn. Especially once he told me, he was like, "Yeah, I've been here for 10 years." So
Oh
I'm
damn.
talking with him, and he was telling me he had just got back from Bosnia. So he was playing over in Europe. Came from there, came over here straight for another contract to play somewhere else. And he was telling me that team that he had played for owed him money. And it wasn't like, you know, a couple thousands, like it was somewhere around 20K. Around there they owed him. They hadn't
Damn.
paid him his money. And he was telling me like it was him and a few other guys, and they were kind of just sitting there waiting and training, waiting to get their money. And
Yeah.
yeah, they hadn't got their money, so they was just out there, just in the country, just exploring and waiting to get their bread and just training. So yeah, I don't know what ended up happening with that situation with him. I hope he got his bread, but but
Yeah.
yeah, the way the contract that they had written up too was like basically for every day that he didn't get paid, they would have to pay him more. So it was like pretty much like interest on each day that they didn't pay him. So it ended
Okay.
up racking up to even more money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is probably that's all the crazy story I've heard so far. I hope I don't experience nothing like that. But from what he told me, he said you usually don't have that type of problem. He said that's more of like a Europe side because I was in Latin America.
Mm.
He's saying Latin America is pretty much where it's at. That's his words, not mine. I'm fine with going anywhere.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but yeah, from what I've been told, that might be on the Europe side where you see problems like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So with that being, your first year playing, down in Argentina, how was the jump from playing, in college at an NAIA to the pro league? What was like the biggest differences? Were the people much stronger, faster? Was the IQ different? Like what was the biggest separator you could say, or the biggest adjustment you had to make?
I say it's real. Me going from college and then playing in Argentina and then also getting to play in Uruguay, I got to see three different sides of basketball, and it made me realize, bro, it's different everywhere you go. Wherever you go, the style of play is different. So like for me, the biggest jump from when I went to from college to Argentina was the physicality. Like they are way more physical over there. There's a lot more stuff that they're not calling. There's a lot of stuff that we get called for on the defensive end, like like hands on somebody, like you got your hands in them. They're not calling none of that out there. And then
Mm.
you're an American, and in my case, I play big man, so I'm 6'7", two whatever, 220 something. They're not giving me no calls. Like they're automatically not giving me no calls because they gonna play through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially like talking to the coach that I had first year in the league, he was already telling me too. He's like, yeah, just just play hard. Like you're not gonna get no calls. Don't expect the calls. And that's the mindset that I was already going out there with based off of talking with my agent. He was like, bro, just the biggest thing, have that motor to keep going and just play through whatever because it's going to be wicked some days, some nights, especially on the away games. It was crazy. So I'd say, yeah, the physicality was the biggest differentiating factor. And then I'd say, yeah, the IQ is a little bit better. It's a lot less one-on-one, specifically in Argentina. They don't really do too much one-on-one. It's a lot more two-man game, a lot of pick and roll style, a lot of
Mm.
pick and pops, driving kicks. So yeah, I'd say definitely that. But yeah, definitely cool. And then the even crazier thing is like going from being playing at Argentina like that and then going to Uruguay. Uruguay was the completely opposite. So like Uruguay was a lot more closer to playing like how we play back at home. It
Mm.
was a lot more one on one, post up, slow down the game a little bit. So for me personally, it was a lot more comfortable playing in Uruguay compared to playing in Argentina because it was a little bit of a shift. But yeah, I
Mm.
liked it in both areas for sure.
Okay. And with you, getting to see things like that firsthand, the last what 7 MVPs have all been, foreign-born players. Can you see why? Like, with the style and the physicality? I know guys like Luca and Giannis say it's harder to score overseas than it is here. Like, could you agree with that because it's so physical and the rules are different? Like, is that why they come over here and score so easily? I'm asking, could you attest to them saying that? Because I don't think it's true, but I've never played overseas, and I'm a defend American basketball. I'm a Tatum fan, so I know you are too. The Celtics are your favorite team, but
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can understand why they say the things they say, bro. Because like, first of all, number one thing is defense. Like, I think personally, I wouldn't say we cherish defense as much as, especially now in America. I don't feel like we cherish defense as much as we should anymore. Like
yeah.
seeing the way AAU basketball is now, like I
Oh
see like
my gosh,
it's
bro.
like it's straight everybody's clip forming, bro. Like all I see is dudes trying to get the best clip. Then somebody get dunked on. Everybody's like this over. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, what are we
The
doing?
courts be people running the court. Like, why
Yeah,
are you
people
flooding
run
the
on the
court
court.
during AAU? Like,
Like,
come on,
bro, like the culture we're building now is terrible. Like I'm
it's
watching, like
bad.
this is insane. But yeah, like defense is key over here. Like, bro, you can't play defense. You're legit. They're probably gonna send you home. I'm not gonna lie to
Mhm.
you. You're not gonna play defense, bro. Like you might as well call it quits now for sure. Like that was one thing I was told my first day as soon as I got there. Like, or not my first day, but like my second day. Once I finally got to practice, I met the coach and straight up told me, he's like, listen, I need you for two things: defense, rebounds. Anything else, if you score 20, you score 20, whatever. Like that. These are the two things that I want from you the most. Like everything else is just icing on the cake, basically. So I was
Mm.
like, all right, bet. If I do those two things, I'm finna keep my job. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say the physicality and everything. Yeah, I can see why they say what they do, and I think it makes more sense as to why we see it's a little bit easier for imports coming from overseas to play in America rather than the other way around.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. I just had to make sure they wasn't just talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But from your rookie year, it's over. You're back in the States. You're back home. You know, getting to reflect on those things. What would you say was your like favorite memory from your rookie season? Whether it was a game, a moment in the game, getting food. Like, what was something you're gonna take and be like, okay, when I tell my story, this is always gonna be the key moment of my rookie year.
The culture shock, bro. I wouldn't even say it was just the basketball itself. Like, obviously, yeah, the basketball is cool and everything, but
Mhm.
everything outside of it is another thing. Like, I think it's important for anybody who's out there that really wants to go and this is what they really want to do. Don't just go there just for the basketball. Be ready to learn a new culture and just the way people do things. Like, indulge yourself in everything in every aspect. Don't just be the type of dude that okay, I'm gonna go to practice and go back home. Like explore whatever city you're in, whether it's a big city or a small city. Like luckily for me, I was in a big city by the beach, so it was really cool for that being my first experience. I kind of got to see everything. I say
Yeah.
my key moment for sure within all that was the food. Like in Argentina, they do asados. It's like their version of a barbecue,
Mm.
The food was insane, and just it was just a good time. Like together with the team, we got drinks, food. It was a good time. So yeah, I said that was one thing. That's one thing I'm gonna miss for sure.
Mhm. That is dope, man. And it seems like that never changes, no matter what level, whether it's Pee Wee, AAU, high school, college, professional. It seems like the best moments are always made off the court, and that's the great thing about this game is the relationships you build, the chemistry and stuff, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. So that's really dope that doesn't change no matter how grown you get, even because you're playing for your job, you're not playing for fun, but you can
Yeah,
still create those bonds and stuff like that. The game is bigger than that. It's always gonna be.
yeah, bro. It's literally crazy to me because it's like there was like three guys on the team that could speak English for real. And
Mm.
even with that being what it was, that didn't change how close I got to the rest of the guys as well. Like I took the time out of everything to learn the language. I've gotten a lot better at speaking Spanish, and they've gotten even better at speaking English, which is crazy to me. So it's like they were practicing their English and I was practicing my Spanish.
Yeah.
And the club that I was at, I was their first American, so it was kind of like just a cool thing for everybody. And
Mm.
yeah, bro, I say like I was just as close to those guys, and I still talk to some of those guys now as I would to any team that I had when I was in college. So yeah, it's definitely it was a cool experience for sure.
That is dope, man. So I did a little bit of digging, like I mentioned, and your favorite team is the Boston Celtics. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is that
for
still
sure.
true?
Yeah, yeah, that's still true. Yeah, that's still true. It's
You,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Once Jason Tatum got the injury, the Achilles, it was over with.
I,
Not gonna.
I was just finna ask, man, how you think y'all
Yeah.
gonna do going forward? I think y'all should get rid of Jalen Brown. Me personally, not because he's not good, but y'all paying him 300 mil, man. Like what you think y'all gonna look like going forward?
I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I honestly, I truly didn't see them winning this year either. Like, bro, back to back is tough. Back to back is tough.
It
So
hasn't been done in almost 10 years since like
yeah,
the
exactly.
Warriors.
Yeah, since the Warriors. So it's like, I think that was just a crazy thing to see in general. Like,
Yeah.
what they was doing back then is not normal. So,
Tarnishing my GOAT's legacy, teaming up like that, man.
bro, come on, man. Tell us stop playing with James, bro. Nah, yeah, nah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I I'm not really watching the league too much now. I I just be I ain't gonna lie, I'm really just a chill, watch the Netflix, and when I hoop, I hoop. I'm not too
Okay.
much on the league anymore.
Is that because you know, that's obviously it was your life in college, but now that's your profession, like once you get off the court, you kind of want to just decompress from that? Does that play a role into it, or you just
I
like
think
explain
I've
that?
always been like that. Not gonna lie to you. It was like once I got
Really?
off the court, yeah, let me go. I'm finna put on Snowfall or something. I'm watching. I've always been like that. It's kind of funny talking to some of my teammates too, because they'll always be like, they're in love with basketball, and they know whenever we have regular conversations or chilling, they're like, yeah, I'm not even gonna talk basketball with you, bro, because I know you don't want to talk about it. So it'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. And
The lunch
now the
table
guys on the team,
arguments.
guys that see me playing overseas, and they're like, bro, you're the last person I would expect that would just keep playing, especially with how I am. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's funny as hell.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, like I said, man, I know we just barely met, but as always, bro, I'm extremely proud of you, bro, for one, graduating, becoming a pro, and continuing to chase a dream that we all got as Jits, we all got the dream of playing pro, and you actually doing it. And I pray that our relationship can continue to grow and, get to know each other better. And, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this interview, bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. Thank you for having me, bro. It's definitely cool to do this. This is like my second time doing something like this, so it's definitely cool. I already tapped into some of your other stuff, so I'm excited to see what you have coming next. Yeah, I'm gonna stay tapped in, bro. Let me know if you ever need anything. Or,
Good.
yeah, just anything at all. Appreciate it.
For sure, bro. That's love, man. We entered you. I let you intro yourself, but I'm gonna exit, the right way, man. We got Poinciana's finest, the pride of Poinciana, Florida, Anthony Duncan the second, man. I'm gonna edit some claps in. The claps is going right now. You just can't hear him yet. All right, man. You take it easy, bro. Love, man.
Love, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, be easy.